consciousazine.com Chronicles.
Alright, hello everybody. G'day everyone. Benjamin Cowenberg, www.consciousazine.net. Organic Portal Society 4. Just trying to think for a second if I've done a number 4. I don't think so. So, Organic Portal Society 4. Now, let's start with, what's going on in society. Alcohol's legal for however long, the last 40, 50 years or whatever, and things that make you think differently, like psychedelics, have been outlawed. Now, alcohol makes you think differently too though, and violently. Anyway, alcohol is said to come from an Arabic term al-KHUL. Notice the similarity to al-GHOUL, like a ghoul, yeah, like a ghost, a ghoul. That word, GHOUL, I think, is ghoul. Anyway, so al-KHUL means body-eating spirit. And it just so happens that I was just thinking of the thought, or the visual of my life when I got fired from a farming job back in Australia, and the boss, as he fired me in his most angriest moment, came out of him several inches from his body. I saw a reptilian form. I can't lie, I can't say I didn't see it, because I did. Does it make me sound crazy? I couldn't care less at this point, because I saw what I saw. So he was an avid drinker. I'd love anyone to comment if they've seen the same from anyone who's an alcoholic. But it appears to me that it eats their own spirits away and allows for incoming spirit to habit your body, basically. So yeah, I thought that was interesting when I read that. The term alcohol comes from an Arabic term al-KHUL, which means body-eating spirit. Thought that's worth throwing in, since we have a what? We have a meat, sugar, alcohol society. That also fosters what in the body? Those three things, if you get into your health, you'll notice that those three things, they work in tandem. They're a trifecta or whatever you call that. Really, that means that these three things work in tandem. I don't know if have I spelled alcohol properly there? Oh well, who cares? You know what I'm talking about, alcohol, the spirits of this sick society. Now, the trifecta there of meat, sugar and alcohol seem to work together when I've been really concentrating on my health in the last 5 years. These have been the ones that keep coming into my focus. But not from me really wanting them to come into my focus. Firstly, because they're everywhere, meat, sugar and alcohol. But secondly, the parasites in my body. And we know the definition of a parasite is the opposite of what? Symbiont, right? They're not exactly symbiotic, they're just energy stealing. When I ask for donations from you guys for giving you my gnosis, my knowledge, things that I've taken years to research, so on, that I've put energy into, I'm asking for a symbiotic relationship to you. Furthermore, when you donate $30 or more, I even try to empower a plant by shooting a food plant teaching video. So that's more of a symbiotic relationship. Parasites are just always taking something maybe like akin to NASA taking 53 million a day for fake space footage. Now, I'm not saying the Earth's flat. All I'm saying is that it's very obvious that there's a lot of fudging going on with the International Space Station. I've been watching a lot of that Jeranism channel in the last week. I think he's done a good job. He doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to be the best scientist in the world, because he's not. He's just some guy who's noticed what I've noticed, that, I don't know, things like where's all the satellites and the fisheye lenses, and there's no 24-hour streaming, even though they call it a 24-hour live stream from space. Yeah, look into it anyway. So coming back around, alcohol and sugar and meat keep coming into my sphere, my sphere of thought, that is, and it's not by my thought, it's when I come down off my, like, research highs. Say I'm sitting there 5 hours on the computer, I get a little hungry, I get a little zapped energy, all my cells start calling, and not just the stomach growls or something, which is clearly like worms and stuff. If you've got like intense stomach movements, the vegans and the higher vibing people say when you're actually hungry, you'll get hungry from your throat and start salivating. And I've got a bit of that now, and for flavour and stuff, but not just like grumblings from the worms making you their house. But anyway, what I do notice is that, you know, at some point, there's things that call out in you to meat, sugar and alcohol. And I've forgotten the order that this goes in, but it seems to me like it's meat first, because it's like the worm is dying and it's calling its last calls. Then after if you'll eat some meat, then I remember, you'll call for sugar. And then after the sugar, I can remember that you start wanting alcohol. And I remember I kept going through these cycles intensely as I was coming off the SAD diet, or the standard American diet, which basically is alcohol, sugary stuff, a lot of meat, you know. Sugar is in the form of starches too, don't forget. Potatoes even. For instance, baked potato was listed right up the top of, I think, Harvard's list of glycemic index, if you look into it. Anyway, so we have this meat, sugar and alcohol society, and I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, it's meat, then you'll call for sugar, and then those bacteria start wanting their food, which is alcohol, and it catches you in this cycle. And really, that cycle, every time I've caught in it for any amount of time, has lowered me into body more. Now, lowering into body is not the same as grounding. When I talk about grounding or earthing, I'm talking about negative charge, I'm talking about connecting barefoot to the earth, which is connecting electrically to the universe, or whatever there is. Because then at least you're connected electrically. So whatever there is out there, then you're connected to it. And thus all the information which is embedded in the electricity. Speaking of higher dimensions and so on, it's all got to be in that electricity, because that, you know, everything is said to download into the third dimension. Alright, and once you understand what's going on, that is the case. And this zonal reality, the third dimension, which is more relative to your body, your time cell, which is what a body is, and that these spirits, they are without a time cell or a body. So when you drink alcohol and you lose your spirits somewhat, then you're allowing not only this alcohol or ghoulish nature to come about you and eat your body, a body-eating spirit, but you lower and you densify, become more your body, less your spirit and your higher self, and so on. I don't know, I just thought that was worth putting in a video, because I'm doing little series of Organic Portal videos, like Organic Portal Society. I'm going to start Organic Portal Universe videos. Here we go. See, down here I've got Organic Portal Society 4 as well. Where are we going planned for it? Well, let's put that in here. Let's put that, since it's the same title basically. Maybe I should put that as Organic Portal Society 5 actually. We'll cover that another day. We're going to talk about planning for the future and what I think the future's going to bring. And it's hard to see, but there's some things that I think I'm willing to say. Anyway, so back to the video at hand. Organic Portal Society 4, the alcohol, the sugar, and the meat. And look, they all do the same thing. When the sugar, and not to mention the salt, you know, because that has a LD50, table salt has an LD50 of, I think it was 5,000, and at, I think it was 2,000, was glyphosate. So everyone's whinging about glyphosate, and that's the ulterior of the glyphosate. It's like a more watered down version or something. It's a little bit different, but you know, 3,000 LD50 difference. You know, that's it's still, they're both in the thousands. LD50, like LD50 of MDMA is like 125 per kilogram or something. So that's a lot less. That's 125 versus 2,000 and 5,000 for the table salt. So the LD50 of the table salt being at 5,000 is why I'm adding it in with the sugar, the meat, and the alcohol cycle here, because I'm trying to put forth a point that these all densify you into body, and basically the salt I'm adding in because it also gets, you know, caught and clogged in your kidneys, and like the sugar can form kidney stones. And I know a lot of people with sore kidneys, like they feel like they're being punched in the gut, and you shouldn't really be, you know. What's interesting is that stops the cosmic music. The denser you become, the less you hear the higher lights, or the higher light, or the cosmic music playing through, the tunnel harmonics, the seventh dimensional Reiki rays, however you want to put it all. But all of creation is moving light. And when you densify your body with these things, McDonald's for instance, the sugar packed in the buns, the salt and the meat, and well, not the alcohol, but you know, you got most of the equations set up, and then, like I said, the alcohol seems to come at the end of the cycle anyway. So then you might feel like drinking alcohol. But anyway, so the point is, and you know, that McDonald's is on every corner, so it's like, it's suffice to mention. But the point is that you stop the cosmic music coming through and you become more body. And the idea is an organic portal is more their body, or all their body, an empty vessel. They've got the body vessel, or the suit, the human suit. They are a human monkey body, but we're saying that these people are soulless or spiritless. And here is, I think, one big key, or one big factor to help you navigate that.